Hey, what up, guys? So last video this morning I'm going to be posting, but I told you guys either the fights of the month or big ass fights I'm going to preview. Right when they get announced, and we got a super fight coming up September 28th. Errol Spence Jr. versus Sean Porter, unifying welterweight titles. Porter's the WBC champion. Errol Spence is the IBF champion. This is a big fucking fight right here, guys. I mean, welterweight is the best division in boxing. Going into this fight, pretty much this is my number 2 and my number 5 welterweights in the world going at it. And 2 big names, 2 champions. Errol Spence just been banging around for the last couple years. He's maybe 2-3 years. He's made a huge name for himself. He's coming off his career best win over Mikey Garcia, dominating him, one-sided decision in a fight that I don't know why a lot of people thought this fight was going to be close. I know Mikey's good, but I called it. I told everybody it was going to be an ass beating, and people can get mad at me, say fucking Mike saying I told you so, but there's just some times in fights that I just get surprised that people think it's going to be a good fight, and it ends up being a one-sided ass beating, and it's just, these kind of fights make me do that to you guys. Stop acting like some of these fights, some of these fighters, you got to look at everything. Got to look at all the angles, guys. You got to look at all the details before you develop your opinion. Don't just assume Mikey Garcia, because he's a good, talented fighter, can move up 2 weight classes against a beast in Errol Spence and be competitive. It's just not going to happen, but anyway, I'm going off. Errol Spence whipped his ass. Great performance. Still world champion. And he's taking on Sean Porter, who is a veteran. Been around since, he's been a name probably since 2013, I think is when I was, because 2013 is when he won his world title. He beat Devin Alexander. I still remember that, to capture the IBF world title. He lost it the following year to Kell Brook, but he also beat the shit out of Paulie Malignaggi. He lost it to Kell Brook in a close fight, a good fight. Brook took a close decision against him. After that, he beat Adrian Broner. He's been in the ring. He went in against Keith Thurman a couple years back. Great fucking fight. One of the best fights of the year. Barely lost a close decision to Thurman. And then he took on Danny Garcia last year in a fight a lot of people thought Danny was going to win. I picked Porter to win a close decision, and he won a close decision. It was a good fight. Porter's a good fighter still, guys. You really got to give him his props. He's a good fighter. He's still like around 30 in that area. Both of these guys are. And this is just a good-ass matchup. I mean, it really is. Two big-time, fighters going against each other. It's going to be on pay-per-view, too. So these guys are going to test themselves out on pay-per-view. Errol Spence had a good turnout because he faced Mikey Garcia, let's be honest. But I want to see how these pay-per-view numbers do also. So I believe it's a Fox pay-per-view. I'm not sure if it's Fox or Showtime. I think it's Fox. And I like the matchup a lot. It was a fight I was hoping was going to get signed and done. And I'm just really looking forward to it, Spence is just, in my opinion, he's a beast. The only guy that can beat him at 147 is probably Crawford. But I also think the guy that can disrupt anybody in this weight class is a guy like Sean Porter. Because he's hungry. He wants to be the A side of things. And he's a straight comer. He goes in, he brawls. He's a little dirty, maybe a lot dirty. Maybe a lot of people think he's really dirty. But he gets inside of you and he makes you work your ass off for the win. If you're going to beat him, you got to work hard. Keith Thurman worked hard. Kell Brook worked hard to beat Porter, And I really think Spence is going to have to work hard too. It's going to be a good fight. Can't wait to see it. Showtime or Fox pay-per-view, September 28th from Los Angeles to Staples Center. I'm actually going to try to go to this if I can. I think it's going to be that good of a fight, and hopefully the card's going to be even better. I'm hoping we get Durrell and Benavidez, since they were supposed to fight that day anyway on the Deontay Wilder-Luis Ortiz undercard, because that was the original date. I hope this fight is that fight's the co-feature, because Benavidez just fought on Errol Spence's and Mikey Garcia's. He was a co-feature to that against Jay Leon Love. This is a bigger fight against Durrell. I'd love to see it for a title. So we'll see what happens, guys. But make sure you're paying attention, because basically now, this is the last thing I'm going to mention. Manny Pacquiao could be the prize for the winner. It's not just unifying 2 belts. they could have a chance to unify a third title against Manny Pacquiao. Now that Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, so that could be what's on the line next. You know, for these guys, because Pacquiao, after beating Thurman, he's not going to face him in a rematch. Maybe he will, if one guy dominates the other guy so badly that he's just afraid to fight one of these guys. But which could happen. I could see that happening. But or he could take a step back and face like Danny Garcia, because he's still a big name. You know, and Garcia could be fighting Mikey Garcia next. So there's a lot of, you know, what if fights there. But this is this third fight coming up for Manny is the third fight of the his PBC contract. So maybe he goes for broke and takes on Errol Spence, or maybe they clear up the division more and take on a bigger name opponent earlier in the year. Both of them do, and then boom, they unify belts later in the year. But yeah, big time. Could be a big time prize for the winner of Spence and Porter on September 28th. So make sure you're paying attention. Really excited for this fight. All right, guys, that's it. True Boxing. Been hit with the truth.